Good afternoon. For the earlier session, at least she came here and did something like this. My session, she left me alone and went. So I think I will have to do all those things here. Yeah. Good afternoon. So you can put up the slides. I have a couple of slides. I thought a 15 minutes address seeing my face will be difficult. So I'll use some slides to keep you busy. It's about being an agile HR, creating an agile HR strategy, navigating through the dynamic situation today. We have heard enough about a VUCA world, right? Though it has been there for a long time, only after pandemic we understood what it is, right? Literally, I still remember we have an office at Andheri where our chairman sits. We are in some discussion, and I remember if it is March 23rd, suddenly in the TV there's a flash news, India under lockdown. As a HR people, we have only saw factory lockdown, strike, etc. India under lockdown was a bit surprising thing for us. Then 15 days, then it was a... So we manage those issues. Not only that, there are so many other disruptions happening, right? Whether it is geopolitical tension in the Middle East, and very recently getting into whether it is Trump administration or inflation or the technology disruption, the way it is happening. And very recently, not very recent, at least a year back, after ChatGPT came, everything has turned. As a HR person, I thought I'm very smart enough to understand ChatGPT. So we create JD, we shortlist application. The candidate puts the JD into the ChatGPT. He prepares the resume, and he sends it to me. I put it again into ChatGPT, shortlist it and say, he is a top ranking fellow. And he also comes with a probable question and probable answer. We also don't prepare for the interview. Last minute, we'll put in ChatGPT what I can ask. So finally, both of us play games each other, right? Yeah. So later when we don't do that, we do a serious business. Yeah. So a lot of disruptions happening across. At the same time, very good thing, India is at a very, very progressive thing, becoming a 5 trillion economy, demographic dividend, in terms of lot of investment happening in terms of infrastructure, in terms of defense, in terms of manufacturing, lot of PLI schemes, etc. A lot of things happening. And in fact, whenever I go to some campus and I speak to them, or to my fresh graduates when they join, I used to literally, from my heart, I used to tell them, next 20 years is going to be amazing. And you are at the right time, right place, right situation, right country, right job. So it's amazing period ahead. So one side this, another side is this, and the change, what is happening. Earlier, many professors are also here. They know it will start, there's a decline, reach the peak, then again you start, go. The circle was like this. Today, the thing is going so fast. The change is happening so fast. Before you purchase an item, the next model has come and you feel very much disheartened. A nice example, airlines took, number of years it took for the product to gain 50 million users, okay? Airlines took 68 years. Electricity took 46 years to get 50 million users. Computer get 14 years, YouTube 4 years, Twitter 2 years, WeChat 1, Pokemon Go 19 days. This is in June 2019 statistics. ChatGPT, within a week it crossed to so much. So that is the rate of change in which it is happening. You have to run faster and faster to remain where you are, otherwise you will be pushed back. You are out of the game. So, again, we spoke about generative AI. It's a very interesting question now. All this disruption, technology, things are happening. Is it an opportunity or is it a threat? Is it an opportunity or a threat? How many say it's an opportunity? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, a couple of hands. How many say it is a threat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how should we as a individual or as a corporate or as a from a how which we look at it? We should look at it as an opportunity or we should look at it as a threat? Some people will look at it as opportunity and some people, wonderful. I did a program with LBS. There was a professor called DeCosta. Very interesting professor. You can see a lot of his speeches in the YouTube also. He asked the same question in the class, whether it is an opportunity or threat. Some people said opportunity, some people said threat. Then he gave a nice example. He says a family wanted to go to a wildlife, it's not a sanctuary where you go into the forest and you see, you go in a cage and you see the animals outside and come. No, it's a sanctuary, we call it sanctuary. Like Gir forest, etc. So they wanted to go, so family planned. So they said we'll go next week or 10 days after. So made all the arrangements, booked the tickets, booked the all arrangement they said. The morning they packed everything, sandwich, all those things while going inside. They got into a jeep. They take it inside. Went inside, went for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, nothing seen, half an hour over. The fellow was telling, see, can you see? No, nothing was there. They couldn't see. So they went around 1 hour, 1.5 hours. Too hot, sun also. So by the time they stopped near a tree, cool place. So everybody got down, no animal, nothing is there. So they got down, one took the coke, somebody was drinking water, somebody was having sandwich. Suddenly from there one lion started coming. What would have happened? Next second, all were inside the vehicle. Within a second, all were inside the vehicle. So he says, you should look at this as an opportunity as well as a threat. If you look at it as an opportunity, you will make all strategic plan. How to go, when to book, what to do, all those things you will do. But if you look at it as a threat, you will act immediately. Sudden, immediate action you will take. So he says you should look at it as an opportunity as well as a threat. If you look at it only as an opportunity, you will keep doing strategic plan. By the time somebody, your competitor will complete the job and go. If you look at it as a threat, you will not do any planning, you will jump into it and then land up in trouble. So you have to look at it as an opportunity as well as a threat. So we have to look at it like this. So successful companies look at it as an opportunity as well as a threat. Typically, whether it is a project-based company, whether it's a manufacturing unit, or whether any organization for that matter. So in a context, we have to look at cost, we have to look at time, and look at value what we produce to the customer, right? In that, we may use different levers, manpower, material, design, machinery, etc. We do that. But in the larger frame of, hello sir, how are you? Larger frame of the economy, what we talked about, disruption, geopolitical, and other aspect. So the typical challenge for any organization for that matter is, how do I cut cost? How do I improve my revenue? How do I manage my working capital? How do I manage my cash flows? With all these things, how do I manage my employee engagement? And how do I retain people? So this is the challenge for HR in all any industry for that matter, whether you're in manufacturing, whether you're in software, whether you're in a technology business, wherever it is. How do you do this? So for us, if I come from Larsen & Toubro, and predominant business comes from EPC, construction of roads, bridges, tunnels, harbors, whatever it is. You look at any major structures, we do that. In addition to high-tech manufacturing, etc. We use technology to the maximum. Though it is EPC business is a primarily a brick and mortar industry, we use technology to the maximum. Not because everybody is using technology, because to sustain. If I have to bring down cost, if I have to bring down working capital, if I have to bring in productivity, if I have to bring in efficiency, there are no other way out than moving to technology part of it. We adopted a lot of technologies in terms of RFIDs, like for example, all our machinery, if you look at the construction equipment, there will be thousands of machinery, with the truck, transit mixers, if you look at batching plants, you will have welding generators, so many things will be there. Every machinery is attached with RFIDs or sensors. So at every point of time, the data follows to our data lake in the headquarters, where we know in terms of usage of machinery, usage of fuel, preventive maintenance, everything, like your high-end cars, how the entire data keeps going, so that the entire machinery data. Same way we use drones for survey, we use a lot of analytics, we use virtual reality, all those things we use because we have to stay ahead of time, finally to reduce cost, improve revenue, improve productivity, and give value to the customer. So even in HR space, we have got into many areas, whether it is a chatbots, whether it is a different, including very recently we introduced avatar in one of our learning centers. We have like TMTC, we have a LDA Lonavala, a new startup, very small startup called Lokibot. They said I can do something, and I said, what is that you want to do? I'll do an avatar. I didn't give him any data. He said, I'll do something for your LDA. Then the two of the persons came, not even the senior person, a junior person came. He just opened the laptop and he showed a person standing there. He says, this is the avatar we have created to you for LDA. You can ask anything regarding LDA, it will answer. So he has taken it from our website, LDA website, and generally about Last Nitty Pro. We ask, what is LDA, what type of program happens, how many rooms are there, what are the facilities available, everything you ask, it is answering. Entire thing taken from that. So my friend Sunil is here. He got he's a little naughty fellow. He slowly asked, how near is the airport from Lonavala? It took little time, immediately said, you have two ways to come, either through Mumbai or you can come through Pune, and this is the distance. And he became little more naughty. He asked, is there any nice place to see nearby? So it is not only to using my website, it has gone to Google. It is searching nearby and it said. And last question was, is there any good bar nearby? That also it answered. So see how the thing has moved. I have not given him any data. Based on the available data, he has created an avatar. Now I asked him to put it in my LDA. Wherever he goes, it is in the screen. Anybody wants, he can ask, including what is the menu today, it says. So technology is moving to a maximum extent. We spoke much about this. So some of the changing trends. First and foremost, when I talk about agility, I will talk about the need for agility and adaptability. The things are changing in such a fast pace. As an organization, you may have a vision. Based on vision, you may have a strategy. Based on that strategy, you will build your structure, right? Whether I should have a centralized structure or a decentralized structure, whether I have it in Middle East, where I should have cluster offices. All the structure is designed based on your environment as well as your business requirement. Based on your structure, you will put your business processes. And based on business processes, your HR management, rewards, everything is linked. So that environment is so dynamic. Suddenly, if there is an issue in Middle East, you cannot keep on. You should have a risk mitigation strategy, right? Typically, you are based on which your structure has to change, based on structure of processes. So finally, to put it, if the rate of, as Jack Welch has said somewhere, if the rate of change outside is more than the rate of change inside, then the end is near. So you have to be very fast to adapt to the change, what's happening outside. You have to change your structure, you have to change your system, you have to change your process, etc. Very fast. HR plays a very, very key role in this, guiding the management and regarding how do we form the structure, processes, etc. And now the next, based on COVID, after this flexibility has got a totally new definition. Each one has got a definition. For some people, it is work from home. Some people, it is part-time working. Some people, it is the role. Some people without working also. So different flexibility has a totally different type of meaning. So you have to be flexible. Finally, the net result is Since so much of opportunities, today I cannot say that we cannot do that. So how do you ensure flexibility? What is possible based on the industry, whether it is construction, whether it is manufacturing, whatever possible, how do you bring it into your system is more important. Employee experience has gone to a different level. Very simple. You talk about, today we are talking about Swiggy or Uber or Zomato or whatever, the way we use the apps and things, so your entire HR systems process has to be there. You cannot ask him to go log in and book a ticket and all those things, the existing system. Each one, including performance management system, goal fixing, goal setting. We have developed a very interesting system using AI for performance management. Every organization will have a system. So you will have the last 2 years, 3 years KRAs of all the people, right? It is there in the system, performance management system. Each staff, you know his role, responsibility. We have a JD for each of the role, responsibilities are there. You know about the organization. So we have like that fellow took about the LDA. You have your own website, you know your organization, culture, values, etc. So all these things moved into as a knowledge base in an LLM. Then we use success factors. We created a screen, just a front-end screen similar to success factors and with a voice enabled. So if you have to fix a goal, you have to just click there. The first question is, explain your roles and responsibilities. You have to just speak about what's your role, responsibility, but then what are your deliverables? What are the additional things you play? What is important? Some 5, 6 questions. Once you answer the question, the voice is converted to text. And then it gives you a summary like ChatGPT. It gives a summary. This is your role, responsibility. This is what is. If I go through it and say yes. If I want to edit, I can edit. Immediately it converts into 5, 6 key KRAs with measure of performance with milestones. So this will become very, very structured. All your SMART principle, specific, measurable, realizable, all this formed and this. You want to accept it immediately, your KRA is fixed, or we can edit it and go that. So technology is being used so that the experience of people getting it done. In terms of learning and development, so much of online coach is there now. You read a thing, you can ask for a summary, you can ask for a objective type test with that. All those things are built. So the employee experience is taking a next level. Renewed focus on employee well-being. Right from beginning it was there, not that we were not taking our well-being and now we have jumped in, but after the COVID, the whole meaning of well-being has moved across. Traditionally we had done online counseling, etc. Now we have gone to the next step of marathons or walkathons and then different initiatives, etc. in terms of well-being, in terms of financial, physical, social, emotional well-being. We also started as a well-being survey and bringing a score and year on year trying to move which of the areas, how it is, making it more objective. Now again, one more thing, because of technology, the surveys have become very easy. Otherwise it was a big process once in a year. Now just like that, you create, you put it and analyze and you get a survey. That's the next part of it. And challenging work and growth opportunities. This is the most important thing, whatever it is there. Whatever people look at, how am I growing? Every year, it is not only that I'm saying what is the value addition added to me, what type of, that we are able to give, because though we call Larsen & Toubro as one company, within that there are 23 companies. So there are opportunities to move from one to another, to one project to another project. So the multiple rotations they get, that helps them to move forward. So this is another which is very, very important today when you look at. Last but not least, we look at continuous learning. L&T is also called as learning and training organization. You also, somebody says lunch and tea also. We provide very good lunch and tea. Wonderful canteen we have. That's a different issue. But it stands for learning and training. We have 19 physical training centers. Taking from LDA, Lonavala, we have 2 technical training centers. One is Mad and another in Mysore. Then we have a project management academy, which is in Vadodara, it's in there. Then we have a rail academy, tunnel academy, safety innovation school, many, many things, whichever the area we get into, there's a training becomes a way of life. So continuously there's a thing, and we have tie-up with almost all the institute, IIMs, XLRI, we have with the Raw School of Michigan, INSEAD, London Business School, everywhere we have a tie-up. So we, based on the level, based on the requirement, we nominate them people for internal as well as the external programs. DA is again, traditionally we was being a construction, remote working, our gender ratio was too less. But today with all the effort, we have almost reached 10%. It's a big number. Base is very big. So reaching 10% is a very big number. Software, she may be laughing at what is he talking about, 10%, I have 30%. So coming to my industry part of it, that's a big achievement. But when you come to other ratio, we have more than 50 nationalities working, more than 80 languages being spoken, and at least 4 generations of people working. Okay, right from 18 years to 67 years also people are there. So this is the diversity part of it. And next, ESG is becoming a value by itself. It is not that just because of the BRS reporting, etc. But as an organization, we care for this. We are the people doing it for many years. Even before that, my friend was taking care of ESG. Panish Rao is also here. Yeah. And to just put it for today in the changing environment with all these things, one is agility and adaptability becomes very important. Flexibility, employee experience becoming a most important thing. Well-being has taken a new avatar, and everybody looks at a challenging working opportunities, learning opportunity. DEI and ESG becomes another added thing. Before I close, I think it's time's up. Thank you very much for the wonderful opportunity here. But I'll if I don't talk about this, it will not be. Above all this, one thing which is most important is how do you manage people? People don't leave organization, they leave managers. We look lot of effort in this. We have started a 270-degree feedback where we're looking at one is individual excellence, that is how an individual plays his role. Team excellence, how he handles his subordinates, etc. Individual excellence, team excellence. Then the performance excellence, how the performance management, goal setting. Development excellence, how he trains them, coaching, mentoring, etc. Finally, leadership excellence. This is done for each manager above a grade, and this becomes part of their development project. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Wonderful.